Well, so it's a pretty nice day out today. Went and did some trash picking earlier. Got a couple home stereos, a CD deck, older one. That's not the one that's in the box. It's the older one that the guy replaced. Also found this little dolly here. And then I found a driver over there for, you know, when I occasionally play some whack fuck. But anyways, so I'm working on this lawnmower. I need to get this one going and sold and, you know, just out of the way because it's easy money. You guys can see I have a new air filter here. I'll show you guys what's going on with this thing. So it also needs an oil change. I got the quart of oil behind me. But look at this air filter. This is probably the second or third mower that I've picked up where it's not really a filter anymore. It's just a brick of dirt and mud. I don't know if these people I'm getting these mowers from are, you know, mowing dirt and mud and, you know, things that aren't grass, but it sure appears that way. This thing's going to need a pretty substantial cleaning. But what's weird is, in that condition, this thing runs fine. I mean, the choke is probably all the way up, but, you know, it's one of those auto chokes, but it still runs and mows and works fine, but I'm just preparing it for whoever buys it. It also needs an oil change. It's actually pretty low, but it's pretty black, and I normally change the oil anyways, unless the oil is like really clean or it had just been changed. It's not all that difficult to change oil on these, so 9 times out of 10 I usually end up doing it for people anyways. But so I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing to the backyard and give it a nice good pressure wash and hose down. Well, so because I know that I'm gonna have to pull this carburetor off anyways and give it a good cleaning, just based on how this looked. Still need to go over this again, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm gonna have to pull this carburetor off and give it a nice thorough cleaning, and then hopefully we can go from there. But everything seems to be working okay. One thing at a time, boys. Well, so I need a new gasket for this thing. Gotta go to the one of the small engine repair stores in town and go grab that. I don't have to go into work till about 8 o'clock tonight. I'm dropping everything this morning. So I figured I can go over to the shop. Well, so now I'm over here. Figured I've got about 8 hours to burn between now and work, and might as well go ahead and pull these wheels off because I can take them into the tire shop and have them put on. Make sure I don't screw anything up here. So I've got my air gun here. It's in reverse, and it looks like these things are held on with bolts. Should be a little easier than removing the Craftsman tires, I hope. Wow, that's it. A single tiny ass bolt. That was pretty surprising. Might have to take a hammer to them, of course. Well, so this other one came off pretty much like butter, probably because that shaft is so lubed up right now. I can't tell if that is an oil leak from transmission oil. Yeah, it looks like the transmission's leaking a little bit. Damn it. We'll have to figure that out. But anyways, so I put the bolt back in, and I just started kind of hitting it out. One of the reasons why I bought these impact extensions is because sometimes I like to use something long like that to pry things off or pound things off with a mallet like I did with this. That one was pretty much stuck on there. There was no grease or anything, so when I reinstall these tires, I'll make sure to put some grease and, you know, just some universal lube on the back so this doesn't happen again. But here's a better view of the supposed leak we have going on here. Transaxle looks like it's leaking, and it's probably leaking out of that main seal that's in between the two halves of the shell, or it could be leaking it just out of here. I'll have to research that more. Hopefully I can find a parts diagram somewhere. But we'll go ahead and remove the battery now, because that's really the other thing that I have to take into Walmart and have that done. Tire shop doesn't have the proper size tires in, they have to order them. But I can still take care of the battery. Got a whole bunch of other things I got to get done today. So here's the battery, there's the 2 tires. Tires are just going to sit there until, you know, I get word from the tire shop that the other ones are in. All right. So now I just got to head over to Walmart, pick up a new battery. Then I got to go to O'Reilly's, pick up some fuel line. Then I got to go to the lawnmower parts store, pick up that gasket. Doing a whole bunch of things today. But I plan on getting you guys an update on this car, as well as the Ranger. The Ranger I've had for damn near just about 2 years now. So I got it in April of 2013 or 2014, I think. And so in 2 months I've owned it for 2 years. But I've actually been thinking about selling it and getting like a van or something. You know, I love the Ranger, it's been a great truck, but it's just at the point where it's kind of showing its age, and I've replaced so much crap on it. It gets about 12 to the gallon, so, you know, I really don't want to get rid of it, but, you know, the places where I'm going to be going, it's going to be a lot more beneficial to have a van of some kind, whether it be a cargo van or a minivan. But I've really been kind of looking into that a little bit more. I don't think I want to get rid of this car. I love this car. This car will have a update on it too at some point, as I said. And you know, I've garbage picked in this car before. It's not really the best thing in the world, but you can fit a lot of stuff in the trunk. I know I can fit 2 lawnmowers in as long as I take the handles off. But aside from that, I should be getting you guys an update on them pretty soon. And yeah, well, guess we'll go from there. And we're back over here. Grass sure is looking good right now. Go ahead and open up my trunk. There's that beast again. So to the tune of about $30, got us a new battery. I also brought that blade over from the other Craftsman, and that's the one that was the... I also brought over that blade from that gray Craftsman, because this one's got some chips and dings in it, so it's going to need to be dealt with. I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. I should have another one just like it in the hoard somewhere. So I just threw the battery into its slot. And now I got to get my proper size wrench. And I'm going to go ahead and start tightening these up. That terminal's a little jacked up. Not a single fuck was given with that. In fact, I'll put the washer up here, and this lock washer I'll put on the other side where the nut goes. So we'll go ahead and do a quick engine start test. Need to get up in here anyways, because I'm gonna try and use some of this fuel line here to patch into the carb again. Guy said it was probably leaking, so we'll have to figure that out one way or the other. But anyways, she's in neutral. Start. Probably need to put a stronger battery in this thing, but that looks good for now. So So this is the old blade right here, and as you guys can see, it's definitely seen some better days. I only have 2 blades, well technically 3 if you count this one, but I only have 3 blades here that will fit, and I think this one's actually in the best condition, but I'll go ahead and use the pencil method to see how out of balance this one is, but I think it should be fine. This one can, of course, go to the trash bin. Well, so there's that new used blade that I'm going to bring back to the house. As you guys can see, I got the gas tank reinstalled. I looked it over really good for leaks. The guy said he thought it was leaking. I couldn't find any. So I cut out the old piece of fuel line that goes from the bottom of the filter there to the bottom of the tank. And I spliced in a new patch, or I put in a new fuel line. And this one's actually kind of old and cracked, and you know, just it's not really all that brittle, but there's definitely some cracks in it, like right around here. And then there's a big one down there. So I'm hoping it was just leaking out of the line here, because I don't really know. I don't know how much a new gas tank would be for this. It's more than likely that I would have to put in a gas tank from another mower. It's going to be kind of fun trying to figure that one out, but I'm going to go ahead and reseat all these panels, and after I get that done, I'll go ahead and throw some gas in this thing and see where we go. Alright, so I got all the paneling back on. No leaks at all out of the gas tank. It's got about 1/8 of a tank in it. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get this thing going or not, but we'll see soon enough. I know that there's oil in it, but I'm going to check it again. Probably can do with a bit of a top off, but I want to see if I can even get this thing going. Full choke. That's the safety. Here's a bucket shot for you guys. And so I just got the right battery. This one is rated for up to 35 horsepower, but it has 350 cold cranking amps at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'll go ahead and wire this one together. So now let's see what she'll do. Make sure my redneck wheels are in place. They do appear to be. Clutch is down, parking brake is on, pull choke. Oh yeah! Cat haul down. I love it. This battery works perfectly. Sounds really damn good. I need to get into it and probably clean out the carburetor. But I'm definitely happy with those results. Now I just can't wait to get the new tires back on and ride it around, but that's probably not going to happen until this weekend. Anyways, boys, now I guess it's back to the house.